Hi everyone, this is Meir. Well, it's winter, and some of you are snowed in. Even here in San Francisco, we have some rain, but it comes and goes, and when it goes, we have wonderful sun, like we had this morning. And I want to talk to you about the history, or continue to talk about the history of healthcare and vision care. You know, today, if you want to get acupuncture, the only question you have is how many sessions of acupuncture your insurance covers. Because most insurance companies in this country cover acupuncture. And sometimes when you go even to an optometrist, some of his or hers services are being covered, sometimes not, but every retirement account will cover it, or health saving account will cover it. So those things are great. But do you know that it never was that good for the professions that are licensed these days? For example, acupuncture. It was illegal in the state of California. And Jerry Brown, the young Jerry Brown, who was pretty much liberal when it came into personal needs and personal desires, heard from one of his assistants that she goes to an acupuncturist. One time she goes there and it gives her a treatment. The other time he's not there because he was arrested. And she said, he's already in his 60s. He cannot handle this. Can you do something? And in that time, there was opening to China. Nixon was able to send a ping pong group to China, and there was a great opening to China. And acupuncture was one of the things that the West opened for. And with some trade-offs, Jerry Brown was able to move and to get licensing for acupuncture. In the 30s and 40s, and even the beginning of the 50s, every self-respected chiropractor ended up sitting in jail until the Teamsters, who felt as truck drivers that they want some chiropractic treatment, demanded to get chiropractic treatment. And then, as they got the treatment, chiropractic became licensed. Now, don't think that the licensed professions don't persecute other professions. That does happen. It happens to chiropractors who are too business-oriented. It also happens to massage therapists who try to take away from people who do forms of massage that doesn't agree with them, to take away their ability to practice. And the history of vision improvement is not that much different. As I told you, Dr. Bates was ostracized by his profession. Margaret Corbett used to be known as the top Bates practitioner. She studied from him directly. And she was taken to court by the state of California. Can you believe it? In the early 50s. In the court, she won. The juries ended up becoming her students. Of course, she had to settle with the court, as she couldn't say that she treats the sick or practice medicine, but simply teach people connection between mind and eyes. I remember there was one wonderful lady who came to me in the 80s when she saw me lecturing and brought me the original booklet of Margaret Corbett. She was her student, and she said, in many ways, you continue her work, which was a great compliment for me, because I never met Margaret myself. And I met some of her students and even took some lessons from them, which were very helpful. I wish I could find that booklet. I moved 3 houses since, and I still have to look for it, but I think it's very nice and original. We have to understand that nothing can be given for granted. And in fact, I found myself once in front of the district attorney of San Francisco. And that was after a detective of the medical board came to me with a concealed tape recorder and he was trying to frame me for practicing medicine without a license. So the district attorney assistant told me, the law is terrible. I don't like it. You should lobby against it. And there was some agreement that I made with the district attorney, which didn't change my practice one bit, but was humiliating for me. And then for 10 years, I didn't hear from the medical board. And 10 years later, I heard from them again. And this time, the district attorney threw them out. But there was a very, very nasty state attorney in that time. Dan Langren was his name. And he still is, I think, a congressman, if I'm not wrong. And he lost his bid for the governorship. And he was trying to persecute any case they could possibly persecute. Guess what they were trying to put an injunction against? Injunction. A course which is called Yoga for Your Eyes. Can you imagine? Well, they ended up dropping it because they had no evidence and because their idea was very dumb. They asked my ex-wife a stupid question like, can I read eye charts in your place so then I can drive without glasses? My ex-wife says, you can come and read whatever you want, but we are not the ones who authorize you to drive or not to drive without glasses. Of course, we have many people who went to the optometrist after we were working with them or to the DMV and did not need glasses anymore. That's all different, but we never authorized people to do it ourselves. But it shows you what kind of level of idiots are checking people who do good work. Ever since there was a button, people opposed it. Ever since there was a wheel, people oppose it. And right now, people oppose the idea that vision can improve. That's what exactly needs to be learned. Because without that, we're seeing disastrous situations. And more people are needing surgeries. More and more people need stronger prescription. More and more people have pain in the vision. We can change all of this. And that's why I teach my class for natural vision improvement. And I know that that's an issue for another discussion. We can also prevent injuries from increasing from year to year. We can prevent paralysis. And that's what I'm going to teach in the class in August. But in the class now, you are a pioneer by just learning it. It's new. It's not totally new in the world because Dr. Bates was already a long time ago. But what's new is there's more and more interest in it. Enoa has tremendous interest in it. And so far, she was able to reach to dozens of thousands of people. That's not that many since we have 8 billion people in the world. But it's a good start. We have to change things. And it's very, very interesting that we ask to be researched. We ask from 4 different universities that first were enthused and then rejected it when there was a meeting of different committees. The reason why is because it's new. It's new. So join us. Improve your vision so you can show others that it can happen. Be a part of a critical mass, as we are a part of the critical mass. Many blessings to all of you, Meir.